Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go three abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got 'em for a rep. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It is Wing Nation presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are talking sprint car racing. It is our favorite time of the week, and we are so glad that you joined us. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
Oh, talking sprint car racing. I mean, come on. I mean, it's all good. It's all good in my world.
Yeah,
You know,
obviously.
Absolutely. And I'm actually going to see a little sprint car racing this weekend. Yeah,
where are you going this week?
Just Carolina Sprint Tour is up at 311.
Oh.
I'm going to see my buddies up there. So, yeah, I'm going to sneak up there Saturday night. Doing a lot of work at Charlotte this week. It's a busy week, race week here for the Roval at Charlotte. And I actually am doing the PA over there, the public address announcing over there. I hadn't done that in years, like 15 years. But the one thing I said, I'd be glad to do your job. But on Saturday afternoon, I need to go see some sprint cars. And they were like, go for it. Go do it. So they're going to let me sneak out a little early from Charlotte to go see my sprint car buds. So, so I'm all excited about it, all pumped up. Anytime there's a sprint car race on the calendar, that's a good time.
You've had a lot this year. You've gotten quite a few races, haven't you?
I don't have the numbers. I will go overall races, okay? This year is one of those years. Some years I keep track. Other years I don't. Overall races, tomorrow night I'm going to Millbridge, and that will be my 100th race of the year. So I'm going to probably have 125 by the time I get done.
Good work.
Which is maybe as many as I've ever gone before. And I just love it. And whether it's last Thursday night, Dominion Speedway Asphalt Late Models. I was going down from our friends at Dryden announced last week the sponsorship of Corey LaJoy and the Dryden 400 at Dover.
Yep.
So I was up there for that at Dover, and I had to drive to Richmond, and there was a racetrack that was having a race between there. So,
convenient.
So I've had like a whale of a season as far as races. What's the irony of it is like the early season topic was rainouts. Okay, I've had 4.
Well, but there hasn't been much rain around here lately.
No, there has. Well, no, lately it's been fine for everybody. But in the spring, I only had, I think, 3 in the spring, just the way my schedule and everyone else. The first one was Volusia on Sunday night.
Wow, maybe you need to be the coordinator of the people's schedules.
Just did, exactly. Let me go to all the sprint car races, and I'll bring sunshine and a happy face.
Oh boy.
Yes, indeed. So so it's good. So I'm excited about that. What I'm also excited about, Erin, is, and I think in the history we've done this show, I don't know that we've been in this spot, and we may not be in this spot in another month, of course. But right now we're sitting here with the potential of a World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Championship battle coming to the World Finals.
I like that.
I do too. Now, Donnie Schatz, who we've all acknowledged has ruined the sport of sprint car. I'm just kidding. Settle down. But Donnie Schatz has generally made this thing so that the World Finals, as far as the championship battle goes, is anticlimactic, or we're watching the late models of the modifieds.
Yeah.
And Donnie is the point leader. He's the 10-time champ. He's the point leader. But only 15 points back right now is Brad Sweet with 15 wins compared to Schatz's 9 wins. Okay? And here's the thing. Okay? There's 13 races remaining, but 4 are in Pennsylvania.
Oof.
Those could be big point swing nights. You can have a good night in Pennsylvania and finish 21st.
Yeah.
Or not even qualify. Okay? And there's this kid by the name of Gravel who's only 122 points back, who, by the way, is really, really good at Williams Grove, particularly. So he's got 8 wins. And so with 13 races remaining, there's 4 in Pennsylvania, the 2 for the National Open and the Nittany Showdown at Port Royal. And it starts on Jacksonville. And then we've got Eldora and Lernerville this weekend.
Which there's a lot of good cars added in there, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know the folks at the World Racing Group, they're like, man, if we could bring a sprint car championship battle to the World Finals, everybody would love that. Respect Donnie and respect the fact that he's stunk it up as far as that goes. And who knows? We might be sitting in a month's time with him reeling off 7 wins in a row or something like that because, well, he is Donnie Schatz, by the way.
Yeah.
But
so, the points lead this year has swapped back and forth
a lot of
more
times.
than I can remember in the past.
Yes, it really has. Sometimes it swaps early, and then we get into the summer, the month of money, and then it's like, bye-bye.
Where Brad had the lead, just last week?
Yeah, exactly. So great stuff going on with the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Sprint Cars, and it continues on. We've got Wednesday night racing, and it's not on the West Coast.
Thank goodness.
Oh, my gosh, we're all pumped
I'm not
up.
going to lie. I didn't make a lot of the features.
I didn't make
it out of the B main a lot.
I didn't make a lot of them either.
I tried.
I did too.
I'd wake up with my computer still on. Yeah.
I just wake up and read the press release the next morning. It's like it's
the highlights.
Yes, and
Dirt
the highlights. The Dirt Vision highlights are spectacular. Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. 4 nights of racing in Pennsylvania. James McFadden picked up the win on the first night at Babs Motor Speedway. Erin Reitzel at Williams Grove and Hagerstown. Brian Montieth, who we're going to talk to. We're talking to the Edge.
Mm-hmm.
All you posse fans, twist us in. Brian Monteith, and spread the gospel, by the way. Tell everyone we're talking to the Edge here on Wing Nation. The Jim and Joanne Ford Classic at Fremont. Tim Schaefer picked up the win on Friday night in that G1 car. And Christopher Bell, now on Media Day last Thursday was Media Day for the Xfinity Series, and Christopher just laid the video of his new sprint car that Chad Boat had built for him.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So their shop is right across from ours in Mooresville.
You're right
and Ray
there
said,
near that.
I was on the phone with Ray, and he said, I hear a sprint car. I'm like, what are you talking about? We're in Mooresville. Sure enough, they were firing it up and just shaking it down.
Yeah.
Like,
my gosh, a beautiful car.
It is gorgeous. I love that car.
Yeah, and it looked really good in Victory Lane with $10,000 check in
Not
front
a bad
of it, too,
first night.
at Fremont for sure. Jackson Motorplex, the Casey's General Store, Open Wheel Nationals, IRA bumper-to-bumper sprints. Friday night, Bill Baylog, the North Pole Nightmare. Saturday night, Austin McCarl over Father Terry. Well, not Father Terry as in a priestly thing. His father Terry. I'll make sure you get in trouble. We're not sure we want to put Terry McCarl in the clergy just yet. I mean, he's a good guy, but I'm not sure clergy. Might be a little stretch there. So it might be Austin over his father, Terry, not Father Terry. Mark Dobmeyer, Dynamite, finished third. Jackson this year, and we talked about this, they started the year with so many rainouts.
Yeah.
Among all their divisions, the non-wings, 360's kind of been their bread and butter. The 410 races, of course, the Jackson Nationals that we had a chance to go to. They had 44 A mains this year and 35 different winners. So, man, a lot of people took big checks out of Jacksonville this year.
That place is growing.
Oh, my gosh. That place is unreal. It really is. Dodge City, the Boot Hill Showdown. Now on World of Outlaw NOS Energy Sprint Cars. Schatz picked up the win on Friday night. And Brad Sweet picked up the win on Saturday night, 15th win of the season. Lucas, how about this one? Okay, and we're going to talk to this young man. Lucas Oil Raceway, Jesse Hockett, Daniel McMillan Memorial, ASCS, the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour. We had our buddy Scott Trailer on our podcast last week.
Yeah.
Okay, and I hope you check those out. You can check those all out at wingnation.com. And Scott just kind of indicated that, we've got Blake Hahn is probably out of the championship battle. And but it'd be cool for him to win the Hockett Memorial. It got away from him last year. He failed to qualify for it. Sam Haferteep, the leader, 2 DNFs and 1 DNQ, and he's no longer the point leader.
I was shocked when I read that.
Could not believe this. Because Thursday night, Hahn picked up the win.
Yep.
Josh Boffman picked up the win on Friday night, and when they were cashing the big check, Blake Hahn got it on Saturday night.
Yeah, and Sam didn't even qualify.
Qualify. And so this thing was as sure a bet as we had on a championship, and now this is why we race. Okay, and Blake was the one that DNQ'd last year at the Hockett Memorial, and now look, Sam does, and Sam all of a sudden is like, what in the wide world of sports happened here? I'm second in points, and so this thing, the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour, is crazy. Blake's going to join us in a little bit. We're going to try to see if he can make sense of it. I can't make sense of it. Maybe Blake can. He was on our Mav TV show a couple weeks ago, and I love this. He took the win. Mark Smith and Brady Bacon.
Yeah.
Well, there's no wonder Sam didn't qualify when you have guys like Mark Smith and Brady Bacon there. That was a loaded field.
Yeah, it sure was.
And, man, good for the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour. So there you have it, your Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery. Hot topics, of course, Classic Ink, USA.com. Great for hats, for shirts, for sweatshirts, for hoodies, whatever you may need. It's that time of year. We're in the month of September as well, and it's time for all you race teams to start gearing up for, dare I say, 2020.
Whew.
Time to get those orders in place and get that gear ready. Won't be long. We'll be rolling down to Volusia, and you'll need to have all your stuff in one pile. So make sure you check them out at www.classicinkusa.com. That's classicinkusa.com. We talked about the big 4-race weekend up in Pennsylvania, and we talked about that $20,000 Dirt Classic win. Let's take a look at it. It's the Ollie's Bargain Outlet All-Star Circuit of Champions. It was on Speed Shift. Our good friend Blake Anderson had the call. Erin writes, so the race leader, not so fast, says the Edge, Brian Montieth. It's our Dryden Diesel all-death-defying move of the week.
And now for the Dryden death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Erin Reitzel leaves the bottom door open. Montieth continues to work hard. Brian Montieth just continues to knock on that back door. You have to assume one of these laps he's going to kick the door in. This is the one. Brian Montieth to the lead at lap 25. The Edge takes the lead.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official death of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit dryden.com for more information.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away one set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing as a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the past 16 years and a partner of Wing Nation for the past 4 years. We love sprint car racing, and we're there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
Red Brand Fence. Safe, durable, dependable, and long-lasting. Whether it's keeping horses, cattle, and livestock in or stopping predators, Red Brand is the best fence money can buy. Each inch of the woven wire is inspected for top quality before it's crowned with the trademark Red Top Wire. Red Brand Fence, the most trusted name in agriculture, residential, and commercial fence for over a century. For more information, go to redbrand.com.
This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the third time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is Terry McCarl. One has an engineering degree, the other has a degree in the science of beer consumption. You figure out who is which. Wing Nation on MRN.com.
Well, speaking of Father Terry, there he is himself, Terry McCarl. We appreciate that, bringing us back here and having a great time. Erin Evernham and Steve Post talking sprint car racing. A little bit later on in the program, we're going to talk to the Edge, Brian Montieth, about that move at Lincoln to get the win. But first off, we're going to the Red Brand Fence hotline, because we're going to talk to a young man who, when we talked to him on our MAV TV show a couple of weeks ago, was like, okay, we're all chasing Sam. Now he went from the chaser to the chasee and did so in spectacular fashion at Lucas Oil Raceway. Blake Hahn joins us. Hello, Blake. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
We are doing well. Congratulations. I know you envision winning races, okay? I get that, and you did it, one of the biggest races of the year, the Hockett McMillan Memorial, but boy, I'll tell you what, it's tough to envision a weekend that could go as much better as yours did.
Yeah, it really was a perfect weekend for us, really, other than Friday. We won Thursday night, and we had a really good run in the heat race and qualifier Thursday, and we knew our car was pretty good from the beginning, and then, following it up Saturday with the win and was pretty good. And just being able to pick up 2 wins in 1 weekend is just stellar for us.
Blake, how important is it to start off a 3-day week at the same racetrack with a win, with a good start? I mean, the opposite can totally ruin your week, but getting that first win on Thursday, how much did that help the whole weekend?
Well, it just let our crew know that we're definitely here for business and that we have a fast race car for the whole week. And if we just keep up what we've got, we're definitely going to have a good race car come Saturday. And we've always wanted to win at Lucas Oil, and to be able to win at the Hawken Memorial is definitely a big win. And just by winning Thursday, it kind of fueled us to really want to dig hard and win for Saturday. The big show Saturday with 70 cars. It's something big to be able to pick up a win with that many cars.
No doubt. It's 70 cars and some stout cars for sure. I mean, the competition was amazing. Over the course of a 3-day weekend, of course, we've talked so much about Lucas Oil Raceway just being this state-of-the-art facility. Over the course of this raceway a weekend, how much did the track change? How much did you have to adapt to it over the Thursday to Friday to Saturday?
Well, the track was awesome. It rained a lot Saturday, so we had to deal with that. It had a little late start, kind of had to pack in the track a little bit. So Saturday we had a little more moisture than we had the rest of the night. But Thursday, I thought that track was pretty much as good as it could get. There's just a little bit of moisture on the bottom to get a hold of, and then there's a little bit of top up there too, and it was slick in between. And that's what I really like. That's when you can kind of finesse it around the bottom and get up on the top if you need to. But, it got better. Friday was really good, but like I said, it rained a lot Saturday. So other than the rain, it was pretty well all the way across.
Blake, Saturday night, $10,000 on the line, and you led from the green flag to the checkered. Talk about that race. I mean, obviously nerve-wracking. Lap traffic, I know, was a little bit difficult, but leading wire to wire, that's a lot of pressure on a driver.
Yeah, 40 laps is a long race for us, so we don't get to do that very often, just a few times throughout the year. But anytime we get a race that long, it seems like we find our way up towards the front when we get that long of a race. But the track was pretty wet still. Like I said, it rained, so there was some water on the bottom, and I actually got down there and had a little incident and got into Dylan Westbrook while he was chasing us down around the top, and kind of got into him and got him upside down, which was really unfortunate. I hate to see that, and unfortunate for us to get into him, but it definitely wasn't on purpose by no means. But we were rolling the bottom, and it was a little sloppy and just got a little snug. But that we were just happy to be able to win that deal. We struggled last year and kind of knocked us out of the top 3 in points last year, and that was our goal. We wanted to finish top 3 in points, and it kicked us out of that, and kind of fueled us for this year, and we stepped it up and were able to knock it out this year, and we were happy with it.
I'll say knocking it out. I'm just looking at the field of cars. You mentioned 70 cars. I mean, and when you look simply, I'm telling you, you just look at the podium with you on Saturday night. To one side is Mark Smith. To the other side is Brady Bacon. There has got to be, when you go into a 70-car field of the best 360 racers and even open-wheel racers with a guy like Brady, man, it's got to put some pep in your step when you defeat all of them and stand on the top rung of that podium.
Yeah, it really is cool, to be able to race with all those guys. We see a lot of people come and race Lucas Oil that we don't get to see a whole lot running the wing cars, like you said, Brady, and we get to see Mark a few times throughout the year, but not a whole lot. So it's really cool to see what they've built up and see all the competitive cars they bring in, and like you said, to be able to be on the podium by the end of that deal with such a stout field, it kind of reminds me that we got a pretty good team going here, and my crew chief Dalton got this car rolling really well right now, and only 6 races left in the remainder of the year, and we're going to just try to stay consistent like we have been, and see if we can get this championship under our belt.
And Blake, you mentioned a championship, but previously you said last year your goal was to finish top 3 in points. You come out of this weekend ahead of Sam Hafertepe, now leading points. How important is that to you? And do you race any differently with 6 races to go? I mean, you're going to go for the wins, but that's pretty important with only 6 races to go.
Right, but to run for a championship, you got to play strategically throughout the year. But kind of thinking over it, I don't think we're really going to change anything up. You just got to keep doing what we've been doing, and we've been driving hard and racing hard, and just trying to pick up a podium every night we hit the track. And if we are not on the podium, we want a top 5. And if we're not on top 5, we're not happy with it. And like you said, we always want to win, but we also thinking about the championship deal too. So you can't always drive as hard as you want to. When you also got to remember, you got to finish in the top, and you just got to finish also.
Well, I guess the good news is you have a few weeks off, but the next race is at Creek County in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. I guess you get a little home cooking. You don't have to travel far for that next one. How do the tracks play out for you with these remaining 6 races with the home track, but how do the other tracks play out as well?
I really feel like it's coming into my favor. These are some of my best tracks we get to go to, like you said, Creek County in my backyard, but also Devil's Bowl. You get to race a lot of Devil's Bowl, and I've had a lot of laps around there, and we've had a lot of good speed there over the last few years. I feel like we had one this year earlier in the year during our Speed Week race, and kind of let that one go and got back to 5th and was able to drive almost up back to the win. And driving by the cars that drove by for that was letting us know that we have a really good car for Devil's Bowl. And then we get to go to TMS at the end of the year too, and that's another place we get to roll really well at also. We don't go there but once a year, but we've been there the last 5 or 6 years, and we've got a good notebook set up there, and every time we go there, it seems like we've got some really good speed.
Man, it's exciting times. It really is. And it was so much fun to watch. We followed along on Racing Boys, and we'll continue to follow along on Racing Boys all the rest of the year as this thing plays out. Blake, congratulations on the big win at the Hockett McMillan Memorial. Congratulations on the big gain in the points to the top of the standings, and 6 races left. We wish you the best. Thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
There we go. Blake Hahn. Man, that cat can wheel a car, can't he?
Sure can.
Wow, that's some good stuff going on over there with our friends at the ASCS National Tour.
Mm-hmm. And to see how Blake's come, he's come far in a few years.
Well, you think about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You think about that. I mean, he had a lot of success. Like he would do the Chili Bowl and the what's the preliminary to the Chili? Oh my gosh!
The shootout.
Shootout. Yeah, Tulsa shootout. He would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, and this little kid, and we all know the reality of it is he's racing royalty family.
True.
I mean, his grandfather is the legendary, iconic Emmett Hahn. But it don't matter who it is. You got to get behind the wheel. Yep. And I love that perspective he had when he said, you look around and you think, his crew chief Dalton and him, we got a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Because when you're standing there ahead of Mark Smith and Brady Bacon and everyone else on the ASCS tour, 69 other drivers.
Top of the point standings.
He should look around and say, we have a pretty good team.
Yeah.
And you can have family members that do this or do that, but ultimately he's behind the wheel. He is steering that race car and racking it up. He is just rolling, and it's good stuff. So, man. Can't wait. Racing Boy's going to have it all the way down the stretch. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Let's step away. Next up, we're going to travel to the Keystone State of Pennsylvania, the Edge. Brian Montieth joins us next.
10 tours, over 200 nights of racing. The American Sprint Car Series is back for its 28th year. Whether you're enjoying the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series National Tour at Williams Grove, Eagle Raceway, Skagit Speedway, or any of the 9 ASCS regional tours across Arizona, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and beyond, winged and even non-winged, there's a race happening near you. Check online for schedule details at ASCSRacing.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And when you can't be there live, catch the National Tour and select regional events on RacingBoys.com.
O'Reilly. This is Sarah's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
Driving cross-country with 2 young children is ambitious, to say the least. Then our check engine light came on. We pulled into O'Reilly Auto Parts, and they tested it. Turned out it was a faulty sensor. They referred us to a great mechanic just down the street, and we were back on the road in no time.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Looking for custom racewear and embroidery? Do you want your race fans to represent your race team with trendy original apparel? Contact Classic Ink USA, the new standard in custom screen printing and embroidery. Located in Greater Pittsburgh, Classic Ink USA's professional staff utilizes state-of-the-art facilities to transform your ideas into an attractive wearable piece. From custom track swag racewear to trendy quick crew wear, Classic Ink handles it all. Find out how you can get started. Contact Classic Ink USA screen printing and embroidery at the track and on your back.
Aggressive Hydraulics, where we engineer the cylinders that move your business. We specialize in designing and manufacturing purpose-built, application-specific hydraulic cylinders with superior precision and performance, making OEM products stronger, crafting cylinders that operate on a global basis in a wide variety of industries and applications. Get aggressive with your cylinder challenges. AggressiveHydraulics.com.
Hi, I'm Kerry Madsen, and you're listening to Wing Nation.
We are having a ball, and we're so glad you joined us. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post here talking sprint car racing. Appreciate Blake Hahn joining us. Before we get to our next guest, I want to remind you that Hercules Tires is giving away a free set of tires. That's right, a free set of tires here in the month of September. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Maybe you can be the winner of the free set of Hercules Tires. Let's go back to the Red Brand Fence Hotline. Joining us fresh off from a trip to the bank with that $20,000 check from the Dirt Classic 6, the Edge. Brian Montieth is on the line. Hello, Brian. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Thank you, guys, for having me on.
Man, I'll tell you what, dude. When you made the move there on Saturday night, you got up top and drove around Erin Reitzel. Just describe the race and pulling the trigger on that move.
I mean, yeah, that place there, you just sort of, it really sucks leading that. That place just really sucks leading. And then the lap traffic is just a nightmare. And then when that thing took rubber like it did, and yeah, it's 1 second you could always take a chance and you make it look like a hero, or you crash, one of the two. And yeah, I mean, Scott asked me on that red, how I thought we were going to do, and I said, I think we'll be okay. And so I just let him go, and then we got to about lap 12, and I actually started to get worried. So then I said, stop riding around and start taking chances. Because then I seen on the board, Danny and little Freddie were coming, so it's, that type of track suits them more than it suits me.
Brian, how did you know how to time that? I mean, obviously you saw them kind of stacking up with lap cars, but to come off the rubber and leave that opening for the cars behind you right there, how did you know how to time that and you could get the momentum up top?
I was just pure luck.
I think there's a little experience there.
Just started to fire it in there a little harder and a little harder, and I was just hoping I could get that little bit of a run, and he's could spin a little bit coming off of 4, and I knew 3 and 4 was going to be the only chance we had. 1 and 2 was everybody was so even, didn't matter where you ran. So the 3 and 4 had that curb where you just try to bounce it off the fence and hopefully get some kind of a run down the chute.
Yeah, but bounce it off the fence. Says the race car driver. The radio guy here is cringing thinking about it, and you're just laughing about it and talking about it. But you have had, and I think back about you a lot of times, man, that high side in 3 and 4 over the course of history, that's been pretty good to you though over the course of time.
Yeah. 3 and 4 there, Lincoln is banked a little bit different than 1 and 2, so you can try to do a little things, and coming out of 4 there, it's really banked. So if you sort of get that wrong slider, you sort of enter where you didn't want to be, you can turn it and bang it off the fence and get that momentum down the chute a little bit better than everywhere else. But quarter 4 hasn't been that good to me sometimes, but sometimes it's paid off, sometimes it hasn't.
Is that when you bounce off of it?
Yeah, I think that was last year last year I guess we crashed, or the year before that we crashed. I don't know. I went in there a little bit too much and stuck it in the fence.
It happens. Brian, you got the win a few weeks ago at Williams Grove after a kind of a stretch there without winning at Williams Grove, and then you pick up the win passing Erin Reitzel at Lincoln. Is there something that you've found, or is it just luck, or are things all coming together?
I think just stuff's coming together. They built a new car a couple weeks ago, and this car is a little bit more comfortable than me. Most of it's just being comfortable, and if a driver isn't comfortable, you can force it all day long, and it just doesn't work. And I think we spent a little bit too much time on that one car, and then we decided to change it after I don't even know if it was after the Tusky or when we didn't make the Tusky. That was a big turning point for us up at Port. We came home and the boys did a lot of homework trying to find speed, and obviously they found something. They don't tell me; they just let me go, so I don't have to think about it.
There you go. Brian Montieth joining us here on the phone. Brian, we joked. I saw you at an indoor race. I think it was Atlantic City. Maybe it was Allentown. I think it was Atlantic City. And we had joked around because your team owner, Jerry Parrish, was going to be the track owner at Lincoln Speedway. And, of course, you were going to be the company car, and you were going to be the favored son, and all the calls were going to go your way, blah, 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 all the nonsense that normally happens. But how is that? Has it been a little different with Jerry having 2 hats to wear on Saturday nights?
No. If anything, it's a little bit easier on us.
Yeah.
Because Jerry's got so much going on, trying to please everybody at the racetrack. The fans, the crews, the racers, across the board, just trying to see what he can change. And since it's his first year in, and what he can make better, and changes he can make on the off season to help everybody out. And I honestly don't see him much. I see him drive up and down the pits a couple of times on a Saturday night, just talking to teams to see how everything's going. But he rarely stops at our trailer. We're not fixing anything, so he just keeps driving by.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's a good plan.
keeps it a little easier for you. Brian, I want to go back to your last answer. You talked about how you kind of chased one car and maybe, kind of got off track. You pull out another car. It's probably got the exact same stuff, same chassis, but it can feel comfortable. I think it's interesting for our listeners and maybe even for Postman, but as a driver, isn't it so interesting how you can have two cars that are the exact same thing, same components, but one is comfortable and one just feels right?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because when we put that car together, and I don't sit in these cars. My guys, we've been together for so long. Scott knows everything's a bolt in. The seat belts are a bolt in. To exactly where I get in on it on Friday when I get there after work, and I don't even have to adjust the belts. Everything is done. So he's got all the measurements down, and we put that one car together, and it was just, you sit in it and you're just off. It's like somebody got in your regular car and moved your seat a half an inch. And you just know that your positioning is not right in that car. You know what I mean? So you get in, you just try to readjust and even how you hold the steering wheel, everything, half an inch makes a big difference in these things because you're either farther away or closer to that steering wheel, and that sort of messes up some of your angle. And then they said we put another one together. I got in it, and everything bolted in. Didn't have to change anything, and everything worked out fine. I can, after 17 years with these guys, they have me pretty much figured out to where I sit in it, it's comfortable. If it's not comfortable, something else is wrong, and we normally don't leave that one together too long.
Yeah. That's fascinating. The seat changed on the car. Now that makes total sense to me with a street car. You move one little thing, and it's like
throws you off.
Something's wrong here. Of course, I'm not bouncing off the wall at Lincoln.
Yeah, everybody gets mad when you get in your personal car and somebody moves your mirror, right? It's basically the exact same principle.
I have 2 teenage daughters, and sometimes even when I go gas their cars up for them, they're bummed out because I adjusted their seat on them. I'm like, well, wait a minute. At least I put some gas in the car. Come on, give the old man some credit here. What's on the docket? I think you're gonna just continue wrap up the season at Williams Grove, Lincoln. You're gonna hit Port. You're gonna hit anything else before the season's over?
No, I think just that couple of I have 1 or 2 left of Susquehanna or BAPS.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And that's about it.
Yep.
We're just trying to wind down the season and see what. Yeah, next year looks like everything's going to be the same, and so we're just continuing along.
Nice. Well, that's good news for everybody.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Brian, I'll tell you, it's always a pleasure to chat with you. Always a pleasure to watch you wheel that car. Congratulations on that big win on Saturday night, and best of luck. A couple of big paychecks still at Williams Grove before we get done, so see if you can cash one of those, but we appreciate the time here today.
No problem. Yeah, we're going to chase a couple of them big checks. See what happens here by the end of the year.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like you're hungrier now for it.
Yeah, a little bit.
There you go. Oh, breaking news. Bad news for everyone else. Brian, thanks. Thanks for the time, man.
Absolutely. You guys have a good day.
Wow, cool. Yes. Whoa.
Yeah.
Brian is like the most laid-back man in the world. Now, I've gotten this indoor racing that I do up in Allentown or Atlantic City. We've gotten to hang out a little bit, and I come to find out he's a little bit more casual and comfortable and everything. But now, I mean, he's all jacked up right now.
Well, I mean, when you have a nickname called the Edge.
Well, yes, but that always struck me as interesting. You see him run the car, and he's on one wheel, coming off the corner and up on the top and down at the bottom and sideways in the straightaway making these moves. He's been the Edge in the car. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
But then he gets out of the car, and it was good. It was all good. It was good. He's really calm, which a lot of our drivers, like Jack Hodenshield.
Yeah,
like
always.
Jack's personality in the car and personality out of the car.
Yeah.
Well,
different.
Except for at the beer garden, then it kind of. But Brian's so laid back.
Yeah.
But then to listen to him now,
Oh, he's
that's
a little
not
fired
laid back.
up.
That's fired up.
You got a few victories.
That's
You're fired up.
You guys that are running over there at Williams Grove, you outlaws want to come in there and dance. Reitzel wants to come in there and think he owns the joint. You may have to roll through that 21 car. He wants another big check.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who doesn't like a big check?
Who doesn't like a big check?
Everyone likes a big check.
You can buy a lot of shoes with a big check, can't you,
Yeah.
Erin?
And they make a really good wall decoration.
And they
that
make a
big check.
really cool wall decoration. I love it. That is great. Hey, let's step away. More Wing Nation in just a moment.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt lay model have taken the checkered flag on Weld racing wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld racing wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld racing wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing, proven speed.
The world's largest selection of sprint car merchandise. SprintCarStuff.com. Diecast, t-shirts, clothing, photographs, prints, and much more. Gifts for you or the sprint car fan in your life. SprintCarStuff.com has it. And all proceeds benefit the Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa. Next time you're looking for sprint car stuff, remember SprintCarStuff.com. Your online home for any and all sprint car gifts and collectibles.
Since the dawn of American industry, Dryden was there as the country built its first roads, laid the blocks of its factories, and spanned rivers with new bridges and rails. Today, with Dryden's all technology, we instill this heritage into every Dryden oil, lubricant, fluid, and DEF product we make. Dryden is a tradition of performance with 21st century technology. Dryden, official motor oil of the World of Outlaws, and always American-owned and operated. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
No matter what or where you race, Hefner Racing Products and HRP Wings has you covered. Check out the premier Shark Wing as well as other sprint car wings and components. Sprint car, mini and micro sprint wings. And the HRP Original Recess Rivet Wing. All HRP wings are wind tunnel tested. HRP carries a full line of affordable, top-of-the-line, USA-built sprint car components. Shop online for all this and more at HRPRacing.com. The Racer's Choice. Hefner Racing Products and HRP Wings.
Hi, I'm Jeff Gordon, and now back to Wing Nation.
Thank you, Jeff. It is Wing Nation. It is presented by Hercules Tires, and we are so glad you joined us. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post here. Time to talk about one of our favorite places, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Some weeks we come in here with a number of birthdays, a small number of birthdays. This week, I think everybody on the planet. Don Edmonds. Bob Hampshire's birthday's tomorrow. Ernie Triplett, Bruce Brommy, Steve Butler, Lanny Edwards coming up later this year. We lost Lanny here recently, the famed Devil's Bowl promoter. Ralph Morgan, Vern Flip Fritz, Maynard Hungry Clark has a birthday. Oh, my gosh. But today would have been the birthday of, well, he'd be awful old. Let's see, doing a little math here. He'd be 115 years old. Okay, Bob Carey, 2005 inductee into the Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Born in 1904 in Anderson, Indiana. Started racing in 1928, working at a GM plant. And what you did in racing back there is you moved west if you wanted to, if you had some skill.
Yeah.
Because Legion Ascot Speedway, they raced year round. And so he moved west and he got hired by two-time Indy 500 winning car owner Louis Myers. Okay. They won races at Oakland and El Centro. Then they rolled into 1932. And you want to speak about rolling. The AAA Champ Car National Champion in his first season, okay? There's only one other person that has done the top premier. Now, this is the AAA Champ Car, which became IndyCar, which became CART and everything. The only other person to win the championship in their first season was Nigel Mansell.
Wow.
Back in 93, when Mansell did it. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. You don't realize it until you realize that one other person's done it, and that's an F1 guy, F1 champion. Finished fourth. He led part of the Indy 500. He won the 100-lap dirt races up on the miles at Detroit, Syracuse, won Winchester, Fort Wayne, more races in Detroit. And so he rolls through 32, wins the championship, rolls into 1933 so many times with our legends. We do this. Qualifying at Legion Ascot Speedway, speculation is the throttle hung, and he died in a crash, 1933. So that would have made him 29 years old.
Wow.
Unreal. I mean, just unreal. It's the sad part of our sport, and it just, you think about what if, you know. But the good side of it is that you can learn more about Bob Carey, and that's at the Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, and it's turn number 2 in Knoxville, Iowa. So check those folks out. You can check them out at Sprint Car HOF. There's a full blog. A lot of times if we talk about one of these guys, Bob Carey, there's a full bio on there with a lot more details. Just look on there and link on there. And there's some neat stories about Bob Carey out there. I was oogling and Googling around, and some neat stories on him out there.
How do you oogle?
I'm a professional. I don't give away those tips to mere amateurs. Okay, nobody oogles like I do. So and when I'm Googling, of course. But yes, you can go to sprintcarhof.com, or now it is that almost wonderful time of the year. Okay, we're sitting here in September. Now everyone's going to get all twisted up here in a couple months about Christmas shopping. You know what I would do? I just go to sprintcarstuff.com. And if you have a Sprint Car fan in your birthday,
order away.
You're sitting here about the 1st of October while everyone's thinking about this and the other things. I'm all done with my Christmas shopping because I went to sprintcarstuff.com. So that's one place you can go for your Christmas shopping. The other place you can go and do
talking Christmas shopping.
Christmas, I know. No. I'm talking get ahead of this thing. So Christmas is the most wonderful time of year, not the busiest time of the year. Okay? You can also go to wingnation.com and get your Wing Nation gear and apparel. So you can get all messed up with that, too. That'd be great, too. You can do that. Or if you're going to Eldora this week, you can get Wing Nation gear at Eldora at the All-Star Trailer. So great stuff. Oh, my gosh, having a ball. Okay, so coming up on Thursday, this story, James McFadden has captivated the entire sprint car world. And I believe next week he's going back to Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, because, he's got a holiday.
Oh, they take their holiday serious.
They take their holiday serious, and then he's got to start racing down there.
Yep.
But he's just wearing them out with Casey Kane's car. So on Thursday on our podcast, we're going to talk to James, and coming up Saturday, and you're sitting in for Ashley on this, Wing Nation by Sage Fruit on MAV TV, Lance DeWeese. And we learned more about Lance yesterday when we recorded that thing that you're going to listen to on Saturday morning. Oh, you've got to check this one out. Hey, thanks for joining us here today on Wing Nation.
Wing Nation has been brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Watch Wing Nation Saturday mornings on MAV TV. You can also find Wing Nation on wingnation.com or your favorite podcast provider. Wing Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.